this people here, the Muslim community, is looking to drag us back. They're looking to oppress women, oppress homosexuals. They're looking...
Okay, hello everybody. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth, and we are monitoring several situations around the country right now. The meeting you're hearing in the background is public input at a town hall meeting in Dearborn, Michigan, or as it's pronounced now, Dearborn, Michigan. And basically what's going on right now is there is groups of people speaking out against the government becoming basically a Muslim Sharia government within the United States. They're putting Arabic letters on the police patches there. They're naming the streets after terrorists. And so we're going to discuss this a little bit tonight. We're also going to be discussing what's been going on the sun, but also in our neighborhood now, Atlas 3I, 3I Atlas, the interstellar body that is moving through our solar system right along the plane of planets, which is a little unusual, not very common. And so we're going to be looking at that tonight. It's going to be making its closest pass to Earth coming up here in a few weeks. Also, NASA has high-res pictures of this thing that were taken by spacecraft with very good optics as it passed very close to Mars. When I say very close, in interstellar terms, it was pretty close to Mars. And NASA hasn't released a picture yet. Is this unusual? Should we be worried? Should we be calling our friends and telling them to run for the hills? No, I don't think so. But it's typical NASA. They've got to make sure they scrub anything fun or good out of all the pictures before they give them to us. There's also Unrest in Portland. That's that little teeny screen up there on the right. There's a couple of them there. Also, right above me here is a live view from the International Space Station. I put it up late last night, and I wanted to leave it up tonight so we could check it out. Alright, so let me get into the live screen so I can see who is here. If anybody sees any breaking news, let me know. Hello, Heath. Hello, Victor. And hello, Irish. Thank you all for being here. And thanks to the rest of you that are here but have not come in the chat room yet. We are here and we are watching what's going on in the world. Besides what I've talked to you about already, we're going to check on space weather, seismic activity, and we're also going to look at the United States when it comes to severe weather. And right now, we only have one warning here. Let's see where this is at. Tennessee. So there we go. We do have a warning here inside of a watch box in Tennessee. This is in far western Tennessee. And this is going to be near South Fulton, northeast of Jackson, and it's going to be moving southeast. And this is pretty much the only severe weather we have going on out here right now. How do you do the side-by-side? Is it this one? No. Oh, radar Omega. Why did they do this to me? They changed everything. I don't know how to do the side-by-side anymore. Jesus. Well, I guess I will just do it the old-fashioned way here. Let's do, boy, I tell you, they've added a bunch of stuff to this. But the thing is, I can't find the stuff that I normally use. Where is all the rest of the maps? Wow, this is interesting. Okay, I'll have to figure out how to work all that. Anyway, let's take a look at this thing vertically. We can now take these storms and we can now take a look at them. Look at this in 3 dimensions. How about that, guys? I mean, they have added some things I really like. These are some pretty tall thunderstorms here that you can see. And this is in a marginal risk box. These storms are going to be, as I said, in the northwestern part of Tennessee. And you can see the watch box here. And you can see the rain coming down live, lightning flashing. So this is going on out here. I'll eventually figure out all the little features here. Let's go ahead and put this right here. And let me see what else we got here. There we go. Kind of check that out as it comes through, and this will be the next one it gets to. Probably start to see it already in the distance. And I don't, the way they did this now, it's a little more difficult, but that's all right. All right, so there we go. We can see that storm coming in there. I'm going to run this radar so we can watch it there, but that's pretty much our only severe weather now. That's moving out. We do have a storm chaser up here. Let's see what he's doing. This is going to be Vents, WXI, Weather Eye, and that's Vents from Weather Eye, and he is out doing his thing tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and put him down here in the corner so we can keep an eye on what he's doing. But he's following this thing. All right, so we're going to put him down in the corner. All right, so that's what's going on out there right now. I don't know what happened to that other one we had going on there. I guess it's flipping around now. Yep, it looks like it's flipping around. All right, yeah, they're showing something. I don't know, but they're probably on break. I think they show just video stuff on break. Okay. Yeah, if this one doesn't show anything soon above me, I'll change it out. But anyway, that's what we got there. Has anyone been able to download a photo from the International Space Station during this SSTV thing? What do they think they found? They think they found Atlantis again. What's up with this? How many times has this been happening? Massive underwater ruins could be the evidence of Plato's lost Atlantis, according to researchers. Team estimates ruins are about 11,000 years old and believe they align with Plato's account of the lost city of Atlantis. Of course, Stargate fans, we know it's in the Pegasus galaxy, but let's not get into that right now. A team of independent researchers is claiming to have found Atlantis. The research center around stone structures on Spain's Salmedina Island off Chiponia in Gulf of Cats, west of Strait of Gibraltar. God, I hate all these words. I don't know. The ruins are spread across roughly 11.6 square miles of offshore seafloor and adjacent coastline, with some walls measuring 23 feet high and 6.5 feet thick. Michael Donnellan, a Spain-based founder of Ingeno Films, believes the structures are the remnants of the lost city and possibly Plato's Atlantis. He documents his beliefs in his film Atlantica, a 90-minute work shared with Fox News Digital. Donnellan said the stone labs were only visible twice a day at low tide and he estimates they may be over 11,000 years old. So what's behind the theory? Well, geologists believe, he said, that in the area, anything buried at around 3 meters deep or 10 feet is roughly 3,000 years old. What we're finding is more than, hey Kitty, can you move along, sir? Thank you. What we're finding is more than 20 meters in depth, and when you go down 15 to 20 meters, you get to the floor level. But in reality, you have to consider that there are probably another 5 or 10 meters, or maybe even 15 meters of sediment on top of the underwater ruins, which further exaggerates the antiquity. This all leads Denellen to believe that they're not much older than a few thousand years before the Romans. So they're arguing, these scientists, they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're not only ancient, this one scientist says, but they are. I'm reading the screen, and you're in between me and the screen. So move your ass, okay? Hey, you go down there, all right? Take off, you hoser. Anyway, so yeah. Do we need to find Atlantis? I didn't know we were still looking for it. Anyway, not a big deal if that's what we want to work on. All right, so if you guys, if you see a fight break out at that meeting up there, let me know. We can take the audio from that if you guys want to hear it. It's one of those things. Just peek in and see what's going on.
That was intimidation. That was an elected official, and this entire dais telling a Christian resident.
Yeah, it's very hard to understand what's going on there. But anyway, what's going on? There's a meeting going on in Dearborn, or as it's pronounced now, Dearborn, and it's basically one of America's first Muslim cities. There's a Muslim. They are the majority of the population there. Most of the non-Muslim population is GTFO, and so basically what's happening is it's being converted into a Muslim town. They've taken over the city board, they've taken over the police department, they're putting Arabic words on the police patches. That was a thing a couple months ago we covered, and so what's ended up happening is basically it's what's been happening in all over Europe. The I don't know what you want to call it. It's just a large number of people come in through open borders from the Middle East, and they begin to Muslimize an area, and they pick an area. There's a number of them here in the country. Sharia zones, yeah, there's different words for them. And the biggest one in the country right now is Dearborn, Michigan. And that's where we're live right now, listening to the council meeting. The other stuff in the upper right is Portland, Oregon. The upper left is just showing you what's going on right now. That's that Fox Raw or whatever. And then right above me here is the International Space Station, but I don't see that it's doing anything. I don't know. I may change that out if I can find something else, but anyway, I'm looking for different protest stuff. There was a lot of different protests going on. I think it's calmed down a little bit. Most of what I'm seeing is old footage. It always amazes me how much spoofing goes on here. How many things are purported to be live, but they're not live. Here we go. This is live. This is anti-fascist protesters attend Dearborn rally. This guy's outside the rally. All right, so I'm going to take him. I'm going to put him right over my head here. Let's see what he's saying. Let's see what's going on in that one. Do I have audio?
Could not have come at a better time. Soon after the stores was commissioned, Chinese
Nope, that's the woman up top. That's the wrong one. Let me see. It's got to be this one. Hey. City of Dearborn. Daddy, you're gonna have to go take a hike, dude. Don't look at me like that. You need to take a 10-8. Take a 10-8. Go on. Keep walking. One foot after the other. You gotta do it twice.
We're disappointed you guys today. You guys are something all the nations watching across the country. Remember that Christ is King. America first means America only. And God bless America. That's ridiculous.
Preach on, brother. I'll turn the pages. All right. Yeah, it's real bad in Europe. It's the Muslimification of Europe is really
It's not getting run over by the big
years
bus.
ahead of where it is here.
Counterpoint. Less. If the shot is good.
Drive over you, bro. Oh, no.
That's a nice bus. I don't know what it's about, but
If the shot is good.
when you see what they pay for these custom buses now, I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars, just nutty prices. Yeah, I've heard that there's a lot in Minnesota. Here's my thing. I have no problem with Muslims. Let them do their own thing. I'm live and let live. I'm a libertarian. You want to put down a rug in a certain direction and preach? I don't give a crap what you want to do. Do it. Do it. Do it in the middle of the mall. I don't give a shit. It's when we start victimizing other people, when we start colonizing other countries, when we start replacing statute with Sharia law, that's when I have to draw the line. Because what we're doing is it's a cancer that grows. I'm sorry, this could be any other people. It doesn't have to be Muslims. It could be any other group of people. I don't care. Oh, for God's sake. That went off quick, and now we got dickhead on there. Good going, guy. All right, here, I found something that might be good. Let me get this set up. It's going to take a minute. Crazy ass shit. Oh, for God's sake, with the ads. Hold on, I'm getting this thing centered up. Alright, I'm trying to find other feeds for you guys. Alright, I'm bringing you guys some natural sound here. I split the left and right ear separately.
No, Peach said I don't see that. That's funny.
Blow up your own shit. That's smart. Man, that Dearborn meeting is getting crazy. Let me see if I can get that audio back up. Is that it? No. Tensions have erupted in Belgrade. We got riots going on all over the world. And people want you to believe it's all because of Trump or it's all because it is. No, it's not. Actually, it's just a normal thing. If you'd have went back 3 years ago, there's riots going on all over the country, all over the world. It's just the way it is, okay? But there's a lot of different things going on. Governments being overthrown, lots of corruption, lots of issues in different countries. A few of the riots in other countries were, I think, sparked off by things like tariffs and stuff that we're involved with. We've got a mosque or two here. I have no problem with them doing that. Again, it's when they start taking over the government and rewriting the laws and changing the culture. That's where I've got a problem. I would have a problem if a bunch of Americans moved to Iran and started setting up business like it is here. It's not right. It's not the way it works. And
something is going to happen.
what's he talking about?
The cops were calling us, Chris. The cops were calling us. Syria, yes. How I saw Antifa today. I trolled them. Trolled them hard.
Kitty, what are you doing? Everybody, this is Daddy Kitty. I got kittens showing up outside. I don't know where they're coming from. They're not mine. They're like from the neighbors' cats brought their kittens over here. I got like 5 little kittens. What are you doing, cat? Whoa, you're gonna take me off the freaking air. Go away. Jesus. Alright, let's see what's going on in the chat room. Yeah, I'm having issues with 2 or 3 of those right now. I'll check it after the show. That's the problem, Red, is that their religion does not respect. Let me turn this other shit down. Their religion does not respect our religion. Our religion respects their religion. Christianity and Judaism both teach complete and total tolerance of all other religions. They tell you that may not be what we believe, but you're not to persecute those people. Muslims, on the other hand, are taught that if they're not in the Quran and they're not Muslim, then they're infidels and they need to be exterminated. That's kind of hard to get around. I mean, that's there. I mean, look what they've been doing, 9/11 and stuff. This has been going on for a very long time, and I'm telling you right now that this is the slow progression of it. Slowly, one town at a time, one city at a time. And like I said, I'm not anti-Muslim. You guys can have as many churches as you want. I don't even give a shit if you get the tax exempt status because you're a church. All I want is for you to come to our culture and assimilate into our culture. Okay? If I'm going to move somewhere, then I'm going to assimilate into that culture. I'm not going to move into another culture and immediately start doing all the stupid shit we do in this culture. That's not the way you do it. You don't move to Japan and do all the stupid shit we do here. Some of that offends those folks over there. When you move somewhere, you have to have some etiquette towards that culture. And that's my problem, is not only do they not have any etiquette or any give a shit for our culture at all, but they actually set out on a mission to change it, to make it not what it was, but to make it like theirs, to make it a society like theirs, where homosexuals are fired off of rooftops onto the ground till they're dead, where women are stoned to death for showing their face, a society that kidnaps our civilians and cuts their head off on internet video. That's what we're talking about, a society that hijacks our planes and flies our family members in the buildings. That's what we're talking about. Are they all bad? No, of course not. But obviously something's wrong here. There's obviously a propensity for that religion to be violent, and it's actually written in the Quran. It's actually in there to kill the infidels, in so many words. It's the only religion that actually specifies violence as the result of someone who does not, like, okay, if you don't take Jesus into your heart and you don't proclaim him to be your Lord and Savior, you're going to hell. Okay? That's what they tell you, right? Same thing with Judaism. If you don't do the God thing, this and that, I don't know it that well, so I don't want to offend anybody, but if you don't follow Judaism, there's a consequence for you there. If you don't, when it comes to the other religions, Buddhism and things like that, it basically teaches karma. You do good things, you get good things. You do bad things, you get bad things. But the Quran doesn't. It's not like that with the Quran. The Quran teaches if they're different, then you kill them. And they play the long game, guys. This is the long game. One town at a time. 2 towns at a time. 1 mayor at a time. Don't forget, Mamdani, that just became the mayor, is about to become the mayor of New York. A devout Muslim, a socialist communist, a Marxist. A man that says that, yeah, the government is the solution to all that ails you. And he wants to make government-run grocery stores. Think about this. Guys, the reason our country is great is because of the way we run our country. We got to remember that. We've got to keep our culture intact. I think that needs to be very important going forward. And I think that their culture needs to remain intact there. And our culture needs to remain intact here. And people need not be going to other cultures, and this has been going on for a long time, but go there and set up basically a foothold situation. Okay? Now, some will even argue this has been going on for 150 years. We've got pockets of Italians, and we've got, pockets of different people from different parts of the world, here and there. Like, I know Miami. Miami it's a large Cuban population in Miami. So you've got pockets like this where the culture has changed some, but it's not being forced. The people from Cuba didn't come to Miami and completely take over the board and completely start rewriting all the laws and making it like Cuba. That's the difference. People from Cuba came here because they love it here. People from Italy came here because they loved it here. They didn't come here and try to change everything here to be more like Italy. If they liked Italy, they would have stayed in Italy. That's what makes this country special. But now the Muslims are totally different than all the other people that have moved here and assimilated here and become part of our culture here. They're different. They don't assimilate. They're the board. They assimilate you. Resistance is futile. Next thing you know, your police officer will have Arabic writing on his patch. This is the kind of stuff, it's creep. It comes slowly in the night. You wake up in the morning and the street name in front of your house is now some terrorist. This is the problem, is it's their way of doing it is called creep. It's done very slowly, a trickle at a time. They'll wait a generation or two. We're way too impatient for that. We can't figure out what we're doing next Friday. But the Middle Eastern folks, they live in a totally different world than we do, a totally different calendar, a totally different way of thinking about things like revenge and the ultimate future. They're men that are motivated by thinking that if I die the right way, I get a bunch of virgins that I can screw when I get there. I mean, think about that. What a motivation. I mean, we're motivated because we don't want to go to hell or whatever. Other religions, they're motivated because they don't want negative karma, or they don't want to end up here or there, or whatever. The Muslims, it's not a heaven or hell thing. It's, I want my virgins. I want all my virgins. I want to do all my virgins. And that's kind of becoming the bottom line. Look at this, man. We got cars out there just like burning the tires up. Do you see that? You hear it? Jeez. I love watching another man destroy his shit for me. Please, blow your transmission up, ruin both your back tires. Do it now, please. I want to watch. I love it, idiot. Alright, let me set this again here. Set this to D. Set this to D. Okay. And then set this to D. Oh, Daddy, Kitty, no. I'm in a show right now. Take off, hoser. Hey, take off, hoser. Come on, Daddy, go on. Go on, I'll pet you later. Seriously, dude, take off. All right. Well, Sue, I gotta be honest. Miami's not as bad as everybody says it is. Yeah, a lot of the signs are in Spanish and stuff like that. But I've got this amazing respect for Cuban folks. You want to know why? They're more conservative than I am, number one. And number two, they get it. They understand. You want to know why Miami voted for Trump in a big way? Miami went red. Miami's red. You guys realize that politically. The reason is because my Cuban friends, they are all just as conservative as you can get. They love Trump. They love cutting the government waste. They love freedom. They love owning their home and their car and working hard at 2 jobs. They love what they do. And no one is a better American than these people from Cuba that have come here and became citizens or have become naturalized or on a green card, working legally. I don't care what the situation is, as long as they're here legally and they're making a life for themselves. And they didn't come here with the goal of changing everything. Now, granted, there is pockets there where, it's pretty rich culture because there's a lot of them here, and that's great. I hate what they're going through down in Cuba right now. There's some real wastes of human excrement down there, running things, and of course it's another example of failed socialism. The left always wants you to believe socialism works. It just hasn't been done right yet. Morons. Anyway, yeah, they're running from the Castros, sure. Yes. And they're looking for a better life for their family. You would do the same thing. If you were living down there in Cuba right now, most people in my chat room are a lot of ham folks in here, a lot of smarter folks in here. I guarantee you, if you were in Cuba under those sons of bitches down there, dealing with living in socialism and communism and living in total oppression, living in 1983 technologically, you would build a boat out of an old Etzel and you would try to get to this country for your family too. I guarantee it. That's what I think. I believe that. That's why I don't fault these folks when they come here. I don't fault any of them for wanting to come here. But we do have to prevent it. That's our job. Their job is to come here. Our job is to prevent it. That's the natural, as the Jim Hadar says, it's the order of things. And yes, it is the order of things. It's the way it has to be done. Okay? If you don't have borders, you're not a sovereign country. And that's we have to be sovereign. We have to have our borders. We have to know who we're letting in. And we have to get rid of the people that avoided our legal process when they came here. All right, anyway, yeah, I agree. There's a lot of Cuban culture in Miami. I'll agree with that, sure. There's a difference. They're not putting Spanish writing on the police patches. The Cubans have run that town for 40 years now, and they don't do that. They love America. They fly American flags. If they fly a Cuban flag, it's next to or below an American flag. I'm telling you something. These folks, they love this country. They love freedom and democracy and the way we do things here with a representative republic. They love it. With Dearborn, Michigan, those people don't love it. They're carving out a chunk of it, and they're going to change it to what they like. They're going to be firing gays off the roof. They're going to be drowning and stoning women that go outside with their face not covered. And they're going to do it in this country, in this little pocket of Muslimism, if you will. Yeah. No, I know. It's pretty rich down there. They're when I say rich, I don't mean that kind of rich. I mean rich culture. There's a lot of Cuban culture in Miami. You can get great Cuban coffee down there. Some cigars too. Yeah. Well, all I care about is if you come here legally, follow the rules, and do what you want to do. Just don't come here and then try to make here like where you came from. I guess that's my problem. But see, I'm kind of talking politically, and when we talk about Muslims, you're not talking politically, you're talking religiously. There's a difference. There's a difference. Now, I want you to think what would happen if 500 Christians went to Iran, okay? And they took over a town in Iran, and they started putting American writing on the police patches, and they started naming the streets in the town George Bush and Ronald Reagan Avenue. Okay? What do you think would happen in Iran? They would burn these MFers out of the country. They'd all be dead. Are you kidding me? I want you to think about this. Change this around. Christians carving out a town in Iran and changing the laws to be like here in this country and naming the streets after our presidents. I want you to think how long that would last over there. How would what they're doing here be accepted there? That's what you have to ask yourself. And of course it wouldn't be. Of course it wouldn't be. There's no way. People would die if they tried that shit over there. But over here, this is the warfare. This is how it goes on right now. It's the slow trickle takeover. It's a foothold situation. Look it up. Yeah, lead balloon in Iran. Yeah, it sure would. A Led Zeppelin. It sure would. I want you to think about the bullshit that would go on. I mean, they would round people up and shoot them and stab them and cut their necks out. They would. You know they would. Why? Because that's the way they do it. That's how you know what they're doing is wrong. Because if you just turn the scenario around, if you wonder if something's racist or something's sexist or something is religious or whatever, if you're not sure, just turn it around. Say it the other way around. And you'll find that you'll see really quickly whether it's a racist statement or not. It's amazing. All right. Yep, Kevin. Yeah, there's parts of the world that I wouldn't want to be in. That Christians shouldn't be in, I'll be honest. There's parts of the world that Christians just have no business being in because you're hated to the point that they will kill you. There's places in Africa. There's places in the Middle East. There may even be a few in Southeast Asia, but I would just, I don't know. I would just stay in this country. That's my policy. It works good. Yep, this is Daddy Kitty. Isn't that right? And then Mommy's over there. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Well, yeah, but I'm hoping you're using the box and not one of my fucking boxes. Use the box over there. She's digging around in one of my cases in the wires. Now, what would she be looking for? An HDMI cable? There's certain behaviors that cats will do, and I cue right in on that shit. The moment I see them start digging somewhere, especially if it's a box, I jump because they're looking for a place to drop a deuce. All right, so what we got going on here, we've got the one storm we're dealing with, still a severe thunderstorm watch. We've lost our storm chaser. I'll take him off. He's been off for about 20 minutes now. If he pops back on the map, I'll put him back up. But he is off the grid at this moment. So he could be in an area with no service. Mama, what are you doing? Oh, I'm on the air. Don't you know that? I know. Well, it's like I'm on the air. Kind of messes things up, you know. You guys come over. There. All right. Take off, hoser. I really got to get this work done here, you know. I'm on the air. Okay. Okay, Mama. They're not used to this because I give them a lot of attention up here. But when I go on the air or when I'm playing my video games, they get a little weird because they don't understand. They're like, why are you being mean to us? So the neighbor cat, this little teeny female about this big, shows up today, and I'm talking to her, and next thing you know, here come all her kittens out from under the thing. I'm like, oh my God. She's not mine, she's the neighbor's. It is winter here in Vermont. Yeah, I bet it is. Yeah, I've got some nip in the house. I catnip them every week or every couple times a week maybe. I just put little piles of it. I put it right on the ground. They eat it, they sniff it, they love it, and they all get rolling all around. And usually before it's over, one of them will roll into one of the other ones, and it turns into a drunken cat fight. Yeah, Scott, trust me, the world could use it. Yeah, lots going on. All right, so the civil unrest across the world is a little less tonight. It was last night. I remember I had some stuff up here because there was a lot going on coming out of the weekend. Now today it seems to have calmed down some. What you are seeing here is two different things. Portland, Oregon, we've got some unrest going on in Portland, Oregon right now. It's ice related, and you can see that on a few of the screens. And then we also have, we were watching a meeting out of Dearborn, Michigan, where basically the Muslims have a foothold situation. Oh, that's cool. I've grown it before. It's a little finicky down here to get to grow, but I did it before indoors. Seems to like indoors a little better. I'm trying to see what else we got going on over here. Let me reset this. Sorry guys, I'm so tired. If you're using the app on your phone and a Baofeng radio with a rubber ducky, you can still get about 80% clarity. A lot of it depends on your radio and your rubber duck and how close you hold it, how loud the volume is. You can, of course, it can be too loud or too quiet. So, and remember, when it comes to audio over radio, generally speaking, too loud is worse than too quiet. So you do want to get your modulation right. I hold the radio and the tablet like with the same hand almost, the way I do it. And it goes right into the microphone on the tablet. And it works. I get about 80% clarity. You don't get perfect pictures. Now, if you went out and put up, you know, like a true, some kind of, you could build yourself the perfect antenna for receiving it, and then you get a pass right over your house, everything times out right, you could get a 95 or 100% where it's crystal clear picture. It's pretty cool. I had the SSTV up on After Dark, and it crashed after 1 hour. So I got to go back and restart that and see if I can get it to stabilize. I had the 7.2 up. It worked for about 6 hours and crashed. I also had a power outage this morning, which took another one off the air. But I'm slowly getting all of the stuff over on Starship After Dark working again. Right now, I'm going to have Baltimore and Chicago police scanners. I'm going to have SSTV, which is slow scan TV. I'm also going to have the 7.2, which is the free speech channel on amateur radio. And I'm also going to have the QCast scanning all the Florida channels for amateur radio. I had a lot of people that were starting to like that, so I want to get that back up again. I actually take the SARNet, the NI4CE, and about 9 other repeater systems around the state, and I dump them into QCast. And that way you can hear everything that's going, like hear most of what's going on all over the state, on the statewide and the regional systems, as well as some of the larger local repeaters. And so it works pretty good, and so I want to get that back up. And then I got one computer left, and I'm trying to figure out, I'm probably going to put up the LA police scanner, because I have a membership right now that I'm paying for the LA call tracker right now. So I'm probably gonna use that. All right. What else do we got going on? Go! God damn it! I'm trying to do a show. Damn, that just... Ugh. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I can do that. Hold on just a second. Okay, here, this is the ARIS gallery. ARIS, remember, is the Amateur Radio International Space Station. ARIS. This is the people that coordinate all of the stuff that goes on with the space station. Now, you guys can see here, if I can get this to come up here. There we go. And let me reduce the size of this down so that it's centered up. There we go. All right, so this is what they look like. These are the ones, I don't know if these are the ones from this pass. God bless Cat. I think this is ARIS 25th anniversary scouting. I think that's this one here. So these are the ones they were sending down. And this is what they look like. And of course the resolution's not real high on them, but this is what they look like. They're generally pictures of the astronauts talking on radios. It's generally what they are, or it's their astronaut photo, you know, with the flag and everything. But that's generally what they are, and you can see different ones from different missions. Yep, that's what they look like. You can find all of this that I'm showing you right now on the ARIS website, which is right here. Oh, there is. Okay. I don't know why I don't have that on my list here. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And all right, and let's talk a little space weather news. And there is a little bit of space weather news. NASA's going to release images of the 3i Atlas. Remember, I mentioned yesterday, and I mentioned I think earlier today, that this 3i Atlas passed fairly close to Mars, and when it did, it was photographed by I think 4 or 5 different Mars rovers and orbiting spacecraft and things like that. There's the data we're wanting really is from the high-rise camera on board the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, the MRO. Obtained on October 2nd when the 3i Atlas made a close approach to Mars, high-rise images have a spatial resolution of only 30 kilometers per pixel, with a side view of the comet's anti-tail and jets. The live event begins at 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow on the 19th, and so and I'm going to have more on that here in just a second. So that's pretty cool, guys. When you think about it, they're going to actually have a thing here where they're going to release the images. NASA will host a live event at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Wednesday, November 19th, to share imagery of the interstellar comet 3i Atlas collected by a number of the agency's missions. The event will air on NASA Plus and on the NASA app, the agency's website and YouTube channel, and Amazon Prime. Comet 3i Atlas is the third known object from outside our solar system to be discovered passing through our celestial neighborhood. Astronomers have categorized this object as interstellar because of the hyperbolic shape of its orbitable path. It does not follow a closed orbit path around the sun, therefore it is interstellar. When the orbit of 3i Atlas is traced into the past, the comet clearly originates from outside, from another solar system. Comet 3i Atlas poses no threat to Earth and will remain far away. The closest it will approach our planet is 1.8 AU. Now, at 1 AU is the distance between Earth on a standard orbit and the sun. Okay, that's 1 AU, astronomical unit. That's how we measure things in close space. Okay, so we don't measure things in miles or kilometers. They're measured in AU. Okay, so this is going to be almost 2 times further from us than we are from the sun. So this, please go away. So this is going to be, I'm gonna start putting them out during the broadcast. That's what I'm gonna have to do. This is gonna end up being, we're not gonna be that close. Mars was a lot closer than we are. When you really look at it, we're not really that close at all. Hold on, I'm gonna try to illustrate, if I can here, if it'll let me. Okay, so here is how it comes in. I want you guys to see this. All right, this is how it comes in, and you can see how close it came to Mars right there. It came really close to Mars, guys. I mean, closer than you'd imagine. But it's not going to come that close to us. See, it came fairly close to Venus, but see, Earth is coming around late, and it's going to be long gone. And then it's going to make a close pass to Jupiter. So this thing's getting a real good look at Mars, a real good look at Venus, and then it's going to get a real good look at Jupiter on the way out. But Earth, on the other hand, see, we're just now emerging to where this thing's not behind the sun. It was actually behind the sun for a while, and now it is coming out to where we can see it again. We have very good space telescopes, space-based and Earth-based telescopes, and we are going to be taking all kinds of pictures of this thing. But that being said, we're very far away, and it's from this distance, it's going to be really small and really dark. but we are going to try to capture pictures of it. Now, what's going on right now with this thing? What has really got scientists messed up? And there's a lot of predominant scientists now that are saying that there's something strange going on with this object. There's the science community is coming around to the fact that this is not just some random rock, that there might be something to this. We're starting to see jets shooting off in different directions, and there has been some course corrections. It looks like it's actually deviating. Now, that can be caused from natural occurrence as well. I want to make that clear. Okay, you could have an underground pocket of water or vapor, and when it is superheated, you get subluxation. When that happens, you get off-gassing. When you get that off-gassing, it will thrust it in different directions. So again, it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it might. You know, it's one of those kind of things. It's kind of an interesting thing what's happened with it. All right, what the hell is that? Some movie playing or some bullshit. All right, I gotta find something to stick in that hole real quick. Okay, I've already got that one. The hardest part sometimes of this job here is finding something that's truly live. So much of this is not live. Oh well. All right. Cat, go away, please. God bless. They just want on the keyboard because that's where the action's at. Alright, so we got that. I do want to reset that because I think it's lagging. Just reset that. There we go. All right, and then let me see if I can find one more feed. I don't know. I guess this is just more of the typical protests going on. ICE protests. They're basically, I hate to say it, but it's basically, it's a protest against legality. I hate to say it. I think that's the same video. It's just delayed. Schmuck Schumer. Oh, Cap, this has become way too much. See, one of these says there's been a huge earthquake in Israel, and a 7.9, and they're showing video of things shaking and everything. There's been no earthquake in Israel today, so unless this is not updating or something, I don't know. It's just bullshit. That's what it is, as always. Okay. Yeah, I think those top two are the same one, and the one's lagging really bad. Okay, let's see what else we got. I will tell you guys, I'm going to be going off fairly soon. My throat's just about gone. I'm figuring out what are you doing? That's the microphone. I'm starting to figure out that doing 2 hours a night on here, plus doing my other show, plus all the other stuff that I do, I'm having to. It's taking a little bit of a toll on my throat, but it's not a big deal. I'm in for the long run. Okay, I don't see anything else here. All right, guys, let's see here. What else we got? Put in the chat room anything you want me to bring up or discuss tonight. I will have these images for you tomorrow night. I will have whatever these images from NASA. We will go through them tomorrow night. I will be putting them up on the screen. I'm going to be zooming into them. We're going to be analyzing them. We're going to look at what the scientists are saying about them. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. That's on tomorrow night's show for sure. We're going to be doing that. Hey, the Lone Silencer, how you doing? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Heath, I'm not sure. I've tried stuff like that. You don't take a hint, do you? I've tried different things. What does help me sometimes if I have to get through a broadcast is hot coffee or hot chocolate, something hot. Believe it or not, when your throat gets bad and it starts breaking and getting gravelly like mine is right now, cold liquids will help you for a while, and then after a while they tend to make things tighten up, and it doesn't help. If you make you a hot cup of coffee and you drink that coffee down, it will relax your larynx and it will allow you to get through the end of a show. Anytime I have a talent on air and they start graveling out like this, I'll tell them, go make you coffee. There's coffee in the break room. You need to go. There's coffee in the break room. Go make coffee and drink it, because the cold soda only works for a little while. Yeah, it's an overuse injury, like when you cough a lot and then your voice goes out because of a cold. It's the same basic thing. Yeah, it's basically you wear it out and it's just down. It just doesn't work, and it comes back the next day. It starts coming back. When I get really sick, I'll usually lose my voice for a couple days from all the coughing. I hate that. Yeah, Patricia, I have it set. I try to make my ads as least intrusive as possible, but I do still need to, try to make a little money here so that I can keep things going and things like that. Yeah, honey's good. I like honey tea. I like cold honey tea when I'm sick, or hot honey tea. I actually will take hot tea and put a lot of honey in it, and I drink it like that. It's good. Just I put a teaspoon of honey in there and stir it up into a nice some hot tea. Yeah, that's what I saw too, Harvey. But my tracker's not showing any earthquakes there. Let me check a couple of other things. Here, let's try USGS. Nothing. The 4.4 near Iran, and then there's a near New Delhi. There's a 4.2, but I'm not seeing anything in that region at all. That's why let me do something else here. Let's copy that. Let's try a Google search. Nope, I'm not showing anything in Google News, anything under news. Let's try all. According to AI, there has not been a recent devastating 7.2 magnitude earthquake in Israel. The strongest earthquake near Israel in the past 125 years was a 7.2 magnitude that struck in the Gulf of Eilat back on November 22nd, 1995. It caused shaking but no widespread damage. There's no current news of any new earthquakes in Israel. So I don't know where you're seeing that. Yeah, that's fake. It's bullshit. That's what I'm telling you. All of these Crux and Hindu Times and CNN 19, they're all bullshit. They're literally, all these channels are literally, and I don't mean literally Hitler. I mean they are literally bullshit. And please go away. What is the freaking problem tonight? Huh? I try to be nice to you, and I try to, but I don't understand what the problem is tonight. I don't get it. What is it? You want me to pay you attention and not these 50 people that are watching? That's kind of crappy. A little self-centered. Just a little bit. And then you show them your ass. I think that's even worse. I mean, come on. Oh. Yeah, here, the Daily Guardian, bullshit. The Daily Guardian has up 10 different ones right now, and they all say live, and they're all bullshit. They're showing me something that happened yesterday or the day before, but it says it's live. There's my feed, it's live, and it's actually live. And then you got Times Now, that's bullshit. News Nation is bullshit. Wolverine Express, ABP News. Wait a minute. I'm not sure about Wolverine. ABP News is bullshit. Times News, bullshit. The Guardian, the Daily Guardian. India Today. Yeah, it's bullshit. Hook Global, Crux. CNN News 18. Bullshit. Did you just fart? Times Now World. Times of India. These are all bullshit channels that literally spoof. Look, after those ICE protests that happened in Portland and all that, in LA, remember that? And they burned those 5 self-driving vehicles. Remember that bullshit, right? Well, guess what? These ones, Crux and Hook and all these other ones, Hindi Times, all these websites, they showed that video of those 5 cars burning for 2 weeks. And the headline, live, happening now in LA, civil unrest across the United States. Happening now. And it's a lie. It's a complete lie. That actual unrest shit only went on for about 2 days. And they petered out. They burned up 1 car on the first day, and they burned up 5 self-driving cars on the second day. And so, what these channels, if you were like, say, in Canada, and you lived under a rock and you didn't know much, and you stumbled across one of these channels, and you're like, wow, this is a really cool news channel, and you watched it, and then you go back the next night and you watch it, you're going to start thinking, wow, that United States, man, they are a mess every night. Huge riots. They're burning cars down every day. They're burning up every night. Tear gas in the streets every day and every night. And guess what? It was not true. It was not true. It's these damn spoof channels. They loop the fires in Pasadena. They loop everything. They loop the Trump ear shooting. They loop everything. Anything that's a big news story. The Jamaican thing. I was going up against these channels that were showing 12-year-old video, or 12-hour-old video of the storm and whatever. And I'm providing live coverage, and they're getting just as many views as I am. It's frustrating, because what they're providing is truly bullshit. It's old, it's dated. Sometimes it's not even the same day. Or in one case in particular, it wasn't even the same fire. They put on their, the LA fires, this and that and the other thing, and what they were actually showing was a different fire. It was the Santa Clarita fire. And so it's stuff like that just really bugs me, because they don't care about giving out proper information. They don't care about you getting the news or what's going on properly. All they're looking for is gratuitous views and gratuitous hits and gratuitous thumbs up. That's all they're looking for, and it's ridiculous. Well, I'm sure they probably do some of that, where they've got some computers on different IP addresses, and they just leave. A single computer can view 10 or 15 videos if it's a good computer, and they can view them all at one time under different accounts. And they can use different IP addresses. They can use virtual servers. They can use VPNs and things like that. And yeah, they do. They'll get 2 or 3 or 4 fake viewers that are viewing their fake live video. It's actually 12-hour-old video. And then yeah, it preys on the rest of us that find it and go, oh, this is interesting, and we start watching it, and it says it's live. There's the red live thing in the corner. In the title, it starts with live. In the description, it says live video from ba 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 ba. But it's not. It's a complete lie. Probably a fake channel. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in the media in Israel. I'm not seeing anything on Google for news or anything. Daddy, can I help you? Can I help you? What is it with you guys tonight? What's going on? Is there something going on in the atmosphere or something? I mean, it seems kind of strange that you guys are like up my ass so much tonight. What's going on? Help me out here. What's going on? Oh, man. Well, I think it could lone silencer. I don't know if YouTube just ignores it, or I don't know. Is it a violation of terms of services? I don't know. They generally piece together a bunch of video from different places, and they cut out all the network tags and bugs and things like that. And the chyrons, they cut all that stuff out. They zoom in a little bit or go around it. And they do that on purpose. And then they stitch together a bunch of different videos. And then they play it. And then they'll run it for an hour, and then they stop. And they'll wait an hour and see if YouTube flags it for any content. If it doesn't get flagged, then they go back on and they just start playing that in a loop for the next 5 days. It's ridiculous. Yes, it's always 420 somewhere. Anyway. Hey, Igor, however you pronounce it. I know it's pronounced both ways. Yeah, we're talking about the spoof channels. The channels that show looping video, but they're putting it out as live. They're saying it's live, and they're portraying it as live. But it's not live. All right, and we're watching some rain moving through western Tennessee. Coming down through western Tennessee. Currently a tornado watch. The strong thunderstorm warning has been allowed to expire, so things are chilling out there. The storm chasers shut it down. And now there's fog conditions coming in behind it. The all the other screens here are different views of what protesting is left going on right now. It looks like people are kind of heading home. Everybody seems to be walking now, and there's nobody really around. So I don't know how much is still going on. All right, what else do we got going on? Guys, I'm checking the chat room. If you guys have anything else you'd like me to bring up or discuss real quick. Seismically, it's been a very quiet day. Very, very few earthquakes out there. Anything like that. The National Archives just released thousands of files on the disappearance of Amelia Earhart. The National Archive has posted a massive batch of government records related to Amelia Earhart's 1937 disappearance. If you guys are into the flight of Amelia Earhart, this might be something worth checking out. This myriad of materials left longtime researchers of the case largely unimpressed, it says. So probably, as usual, it was a bunch of stuff that they kept, and it turns out to not be that big a deal. We already know most of it, and of course it remains a mystery exactly where they ended up. Yeah. Yeah, the problem is if YouTube made more rules and made it more stringent, it would just end up screwing the rest of us that are doing it the right way, you know? It's bad enough. I had a video from that Jamaican hurricane, and I was playing different feeds from different talk stations, and I was playing the cameras with the cars driving by and all that. I ended up getting 46, I believe 46 or 47 copyright hits on it. Not a strike, but I ended up having 47 revenue sharing or revenue terminating copyright deals that I had to deal with. I cleared it as of this morning. Yeah, that hurricane was 2 weeks ago. I cleared it as of this morning. I've got the last one cleared, and it's been cleared now to monetize. So hopefully I'll get my money from it. So anyway, I guess my talk tonight has not gone well. I have lost, since I went on the air tonight, I've lost 17 subscribers. So, and I just picked up one. Thanks, Igor. Or Igor, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It brings me back up one. Sometimes when I get going on the politics or on the culture stuff or on the race stuff, people have become so sensitive to race. You can't even talk about things anymore. You can't even bring up issues like, you know, what's going on in Dearborn. You can't even bring up what's going on, you know, like, or talk about, you know, the Cuban folks in Miami. There's nothing racist about anything I said about that, but I guarantee there's people that listen to me and said, that's a racist son of a bitch, and unsubscribe. Whatever. If you're that shallow and stupid, goodbye. I mean, it really is. We need to talk about these sort of things. We need to talk about it. Why has it got to be like this? You know, you can talk about racial things without being racist. Believe it or not, you can. I mentioned on here one night that 85% of black men that are shot in Chicago are shot by black men. I was called racist for making that statement. It's a freaking fact. It's a fact. It's not cops that are killing all the black people. It's black people that are killing the black people. But you're not allowed to say that. Why? It's a fact. That's always being blamed on everything other than what it is. It's gang violence. And it's not most of the black guys. It's just a few of them, but they're very violent. And there's white gangs and Hispanic gangs too, but for the most part, the killing's done mostly by the black gang members, and they're mostly shooting other black gang members. That's why it's black on black violence. And when I say 85% of the violence in Chicago is black on black violence, that's not a racist statement. That's a fact. I want it to stop because I don't want any more black people to die. I want the National Guard to go in there. I want the CIA and the FBI to send in their extra people in there. And I want to get these towns under control. Why? Not because I'm racist, because I'm unracist. I don't want the black people being killed like this. They're shooting and killing each other at a record pace. We can stop this by cracking down on the crime. So, you see what I mean? Because I don't like how many people are getting shot, I'm racist somehow because I brought it up. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm going to call it just like I see it every time. I have black people in my audience. I've got black friends. I work with black folks. This has nothing to do with being racist. It has to do with the truth. And I'm so sick of being called racist and sexist. People call me sexist. For what? Because I draw attention to shit? Let me tell you something. I'm at odds with the whole feminist thing right now. I don't understand what's going on with that. I really don't. This is another one of those things stuck in my craw. There, I just lost another sub. Thanks, guys. I really should take that number down because I think that live screen bugs me when it's, because when I talk about tough subjects, the numbers go down. Well, Paul, I think you're right. The facts hurt their feelings. Yeah. Well, I tried for a while to walk the line and not take a real hard stance on stuff, but the truth is, we all do better when we do us. You know what I mean? You should do you, and I should do me. Yeah, I think I am. I'm very accepting. I'm more accepting than a lot of my audience is about things. I actually have no problem with most of the things that a lot of people do have problems with, because I remember, I'm not a conservative as much as I'm a libertarian. I don't believe that government's ever the solution to anything. The government's never showed up and fixed anything. They show up, but after that it gets more complicated, more expensive. Yep. Well, anyway, I'm glad you guys listen to what I have to say. I mean, it is what it is with this whole Dearborn thing. I have no problem with people coming here and blending a little bit of their culture with ours. I do have a problem with people coming here and cordoning off a town and taking over the government and changing the laws and the street names. I do have a problem with that. You are correct. What are you doing? Are you okay? She's sitting here with her tongue hanging out. That's where she got her name, Bleep. I wish I could get the camera so they could see what you look like from this angle. With the tongue hanging out. All that. Thanks, one more song. I appreciate that. Oh, it's all right. I don't know. It's something that's bugged me because, you know, it's like I was not able to get a lot of subs until I started actually speaking from my heart every night and just really hitting it, you know? And, uh-oh. There we go. It's coming back up. I just had a bandwidth fall off here. Stand by. Going up and down. I'm going in and out of error here. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to figure it out. All right, I think YouTube may be having problems. I don't know if you guys know it or not. A lot of services went down today online. Grok and ChatGPT was down for hours. There was X was down for a while. So there was a lot of outages throughout the day today. So this could be related. I don't know. I know that my computer shows that I'm running with plenty of reserves right now. It should not be giving me problems, but it is. So that tells me that it may be an ingest problem on the YouTube side. I'm not sure. I am going to let you guys know I'm coming up on 2 hours pretty soon. I'm going to be signing off soon. But cat static, it could be. Yeah, it could be YouTube, like I said. You know, Harvey, I loved ChatGPT up until about 6 months ago, and it started being a cantankerous old bitch. And I got to the point where I couldn't stand it. now I do have it do a couple things for me because it still does it okay, but for the most part I'm using Grok now for almost everything. So I didn't do anything to get back on. It just suddenly came back on, so I have no idea what's going on. I'm trying to figure it out, but we may never know. It just went down and then it came back up on its own. I didn't even have to do anything, which is weird. I don't know. Well, thanks, Red. I appreciate that. All right, guys, I'm going to check the chat room for a few more minutes and see what else there is out there. Some other quick information here before I sign off for you guys. A new study from Bielefeld University in Germany suggests something surprising. Our entire solar system may actually be moving through the universe much faster than the best scientific models say it should be. To figure out how fast we're traveling, scientists measured the distribution and intensity of radio waves from far-off galaxies, moving relative to us. The new set of data shows us hurtling through space at more than 3 times the speed previously expected. If our solar system is indeed moving this fast, we need to question fundamental assumptions about the large-scale structures of the universe. Professor Dominic Schwartz co-authored a study and explained the measurements from these radio galaxies revealed another surprise. Not only are we moving much faster than expected, but the universe matter seems to be significantly lopsided. This also contradicts the standard model of cosmology, which predicts that more even distribution. Researchers found a dipole lopsidedness measuring nearly 4 times stronger than previously estimated. So it means that the universe is expanding and it's not expanding equally. Very interesting though. And this, I got this off of the Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie website. Coast to Coast AM, guys, if you want truly a great radio show, it's Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. You can hear it on my radio station. I'll get you the link. I'll get you the tune in. Let me find it here. There we go. All right, I'm going to give you this. This is the link directly to my radio station. And with this, you guys can listen to Coast live from 1 to 5 every night in the middle of the night, from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. And you can listen to it right there, which is pretty cool. And then if you guys want to, I'll leave it up to you, but if you decide you want to, the show that I produce that professionally is called The Drive with Trey Radel, and that link right there on Spotify, with that link you can actually go listen to all of my shows. They're all right there. No, Kevin, I have not done anything with that with Voyager, but I will. I'll research that and I'll have something for it. All right, let's see here. Yeah, well, we've seen 3 of these interstellar deals. Not a whole lot of them, but there's been a few. Sure. But yeah, Coast to Coast AM. What a great show. It's hosted by a man named George Norrie. It was originally it started out as the Art Bell Show, and Art broadcast it live from his home in Pahrump, Nevada. And it slowly developed into a nationwide show. They syndicated it and called it Coast to Coast AM. And eventually Art Bell moved on, and George Norrie became the host. Art has since passed away. And George Norrie is an amazing host. Every night they have interviews about paranormal topics. Every night it's something about, whatever. It could be ghosts, it could be UFOs, it could be religions and how they mesh, and ancient religions and things like that. They also do ancient aliens. They do a lot of intelligent stuff, they'll do abductions and crashes like Roswell. They do all that kind of stuff. Take the freak off, okay? There's something with these cats tonight. They're acting really weird. What is it? It's like, I don't know. I've never been so face screwed in my life. All right. But anyway, they'll do all kinds of different shows. On tonight's show, mental time travel, and then in the second 2 hours of the show, demonic hauntings, and that's tonight's show. In the first half, author and retired professor Anthony Hamilton will discuss neuroplasticity and the mental time travel. These 2 discoveries were made in the mid-1990s using fMRI to examine people's brains as they think. He'll explain how these findings relate to ancient mystery schools and detail the science behind the mystery. And in the second half, author Rebecca Pittman will come on and discuss legends and true stories of mystery, horror, and hauntings. She'll bring us the details of such events as the Smurray family haunting, the Bell Witch, and the infield poltergeist, as well as talk about the lives of Ed and Lorraine Warren. So that would be a good segment. I like that kind of stuff. Remember, I ran Florida Paranormal Research. I started the group and I ran it for about, 8 years. I researched ghosts like you wouldn't freaking believe. I broadcasted all over the place before YouTube was even a thing. And what got me into radio and what got me into the paranormal research was Coast to Coast, Art Bell, George Norrie. That's what got me into it. And so I have so much respect and love for this show that about once a week I like to talk about it, bring you guys up to speed on what's going on with it, and encourage you to go back and watch it. Or listen to it, I mean. It's a radio show. I want to tell you one more thing about this show. It has a strange format. Okay, top and bottom of the hour have the news just like normal. But this show, most shows, you come in at 5 or 6 minutes after, and then you go about 15 minutes, and then you take a break, and then you do a 5-minute, and then you're out. This show doesn't do it that way. They come in at 6 minutes after with the opener, and then he announces what's going on, gives out the phone number, and then goes back to break again, just like that. And they take a quick 2-minute break, and then when you come back at about 9 minutes after, you have show all the way to 30. It's kind of neat. It's like 22 minutes every half hour of just straight up talk. And I love the format. When I used to work night shift, I used to do different things, and I would always set my schedule up around the Coast to Coast schedule, so that so I could do what I wanted to do and still catch the show or whatever. So yeah, it's a good thing to know about. It's called Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. And the website, I go to the website for news. It's paranormal news. If you want to check, like I check, there's certain websites I check every single day. You know, there's just certain websites. When I wake up in the morning, you know, there's certain websites I check. That's the first one. Spaceweather.com is the second one. Of course, Fox News, to see what's going on with the national news. And then, of course, if it's tropical season, I'm obviously going to check Mike's weather page, Spaghetti Models. But these are the sites that I literally check every single morning when I get up. And then, of course, I want to see what launches are going on for that day, so that's there, rocketlaunch.live. And let's see, what else do I have here? Yep, that's pretty much what I look at. Those websites are pretty much, when I get up in the morning, bam, 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 I can see what's going on, and then you add Fox News to it so I can get the mainstream, and then boom, you got pretty much everything right there. That's how I do it. You guys should consider adding some of these to your quick links. If you have a quick links bar, you might want to consider that. Some of these are pretty good. Yeah, Jason, a lot of people like me, I was on night shift and I found it pretty early on, and it got me into talk radio. I didn't listen to talk radio, and I found Coast to Coast one night, and I fell in love with talk radio and ended up walking in there in a suit and getting a job at the radio station. I work at the radio station that carries Coast to Coast AM, and I wanted to work there. And then I got into political talk radio, and next thing you know, this guy moves on, that guy moves on, and I'm producing the morning show. I worked there I don't even think I worked there a full year, and I was already producing the morning show. So, and I've been doing it now for 14 years. An ice raid in St. Paul, Minnesota. Well, there you go. I don't know what that was earlier, because everything's stable now. Everything seems to be working great right now. So I don't know what even caused that. What do you think it was, Daddy Kitty? Well, yeah, I'm asking you. You have no idea. He gives me this strange. He'll turn around and look at me like, "Are you talking to me, dude? Seriously, I'm a cat." Yeah, I am. I'm talking to you, Daddy Kitty. What a stupid name, right? But when you see him with little kittens, you'll know why we call him that. We don't even know if he's ever actually fathered any kids of his own, but he loves little kittens. I'll come out here, these little kittens that the neighbor cat brings her little kittens over now, and I'll go out there and he's laying there, and they're all playing on top of him and jumping on him and everything. He just loves little kittens. He wants to be in a whole mess of little kittens all the time, don't you? And so he got the name Daddy Kitty. He originally walked up with a broken leg, and we called him Broken Leg Kitty, or BLC. That was right about the time the whole AOC thing was going on. So we started calling him BOC, BLC, Broken Leg Kitty. And then he went away and came back, and the leg was on the mend, and we were going to try to put him down. I'm so glad we didn't. We tried to catch him and put him down. It's kind of weird to think about that now, because him and I are so close now, and he's been such a great cat for so long, and he's helped raise so many little kittens. That's right, he's a good cat. They don't get much better than this, right? And he's a ginger. He's a lover. He'll sit here all night with his head pushed up against mine. He was nearly feral when he wandered up here. The black one, Mama Bleep, she was completely feral. Had some kittens under my house. Decided to bring them to, she needed help with them. They were sick. One of them didn't make it, and she brought him to us, and we helped her raise him. And in one day, like that, she's a people cat. She's cool. She likes people now. They just have to get over that hump. It's crazy. All right, guys, last call for the chat room. Oh, yeah. Dr. Demento. I'm trying to remember which guest he was. I used to love, like, when the weird callers would call in. I was listening tonight, the night that the guy called in flying over Area 51. That was crazy. That was back when cell phones were just, car phones were popular. And he mounted a car phone in this little biplane. And he's got a wire strung out the back of this plane, and he's flying it. And the guy actually, you can let me see if I can find that. I know I can find it. Daddy, take a freaking hike. Where's it at? Here we go.
Again, let me tell you, Art, answer the wildcard line. My boyfriend is in a small plane north of Las Vegas, ready to fly into Area 51. He's been trying to call you by cell phone. And here he is. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello there, is this Art Bell?
Yes, sir, it is.
Yeah, my name, I won't give you my last name.
Okay, wait a minute, sir. Hold on. The fax is signed by somebody named who?
Jill.
Jill. That is correct. So you are the one.
That's my girlfriend.
Yes, sir. Where are you?
Well, I'm up here from Fort Worth in my little airplane. It's a long, see, I built myself. It's a Berger can design with a Ford Canard. I'm not sure if you know the kind. It's an experimental aircraft.
You know, I'm not...
That, but not anymore.
No, tell me about it. What kind of airplane is it?
Well, it's a long easy. It's got 120 horsepower Lycoming in it, but we had a board stroke and fixed it up a little bit. It usually flies around 140 to 160 indicated airspeed. I'm right now at 7,000 feet. You know where this place called Indian Springs is?
Indian Springs, yes.
Yeah. Well, I've been flying now for about 49 minutes, yeah, between Beatty, is that what you call it, and Indian Springs. And I figure I'll just go on up here and try to get into this Area 51. I'm right south of this Nevada test site, or Nellis Air Force Base.
Listen.
And I'm right outside this restricted zone.
Listen to me. When you fly into that zone,
Yeah.
they are going to either force you down or shoot you down. Don't you know that?
Well, you know, I've been in a lot of Air Force bases, and I've been in the Air Force for many years. I'm an ex-Air Force, but I'm just going to tell you that, you know, as American citizens, we have the right to know what's up there in this Area 51. And I've been listening to you boys talk about this. Hold on here, I'm making a turn. And, just a second here. And I'm going to go on up there and see what's going on. And I just wanted to let you know about that before I do that, don't you know?
How long do you estimate it's going to be before you
I think
enter?
about 12, 14 minutes. I crank this baby up a little bit here. Let's do that. Let's crank this thing on up. We've got some pretty good mountains here off to my west, don't you know? I'm turning up north right now, and I can see the Air Force base out there in the distance. It's got 3 runways. It looks like they're all lit up. And A-shaped. It's like north-south. Got a lot of desert up here, don't you, boys?
A lot of desert, yes.
A lot of desert.
Now you're liable to get yourself killed.
This guy, It's believed to this day that this was a real caller, that this really happened. It was all vetted out before, during the show.
Because this is I've got Red Cross is painted on this baby, and I got hospital on it, see? And maybe they're going to think that I'm on some kind of a mercy flight and I'm just off work. And I've got the radios cut off, so you can have radio failure, don't you know? And so I'm going to hold this thing steady here, about around 65,
Don't you know?
100 feet.
Why are you doing this? Why are you
I'm
doing
going to get to the bottom of this. I'm an American, and my family has been American for years, and I want to get down in here and I want to find out what's happening.
All right, then why are you doing it at night?
Because that's the best way to get in here.
But even if you manage to overfly the area, what do you?
Restricted zone. I just entered the restricted zone. I see a bunch of lights out there. Looks like some kind of a searchlight coming on.
You're in the restricted zone now?
I just crossed that restricted zone. I'm going to drop this baby down.
I'm telling you, you're going to get shot
Hold
down.
on here now. I got my pressure suit on. I don't really need one of this kind of aircraft. It's not like a jet, but it helps to, when I make some tight turns here. And I'm going to cut down here. Now, let's see what these boys are going to do. I don't see anybody coming up here yet. I just see a bunch of lights. But I'm pretty far from that Area 54. And I think about another 8-9 minutes here. And it's hard to calculate it right now trying to talk to you. I'm trailing an antenna out here about 30 feet so I can keep this phone conversation. If we get cut off, then... But I'm going to go up here and see what's going on. They say there's a bunch of UFOs and there's all kind of things down here. I want to get this baby right down here about 1,000 feet. And we're going to see if there's any UFOs or anything out here, what's going on.
Listen, I think you're making a mistake.
Well, sir, I might be, but, our tax dollars pay for all this. And these boys, they've been hiding everything under all this black project and all this great funding and all this kind of thing.
Sir, hold it. Don't you think that we have a right to national security secrets?
I think we have, not really, because they have these J-11 and K-15 satellites up there, and the Russians, they know what we're doing, and the Chinese, they've got satellites down here, they know what's going on. The only thing that don't know what's going on is the common folks like me and you, and us common folks got a right to know, because we're funding all this.
How long have you been planning this?
I got this thing down here about 1,000 feet. I've been planning this thing now. I'm right on the deck, not quite on the deck. I'm at 1,000 feet. Boy, they got light bulbs popping up everywhere. I'm telling you, they got searchlights. There's about 4 of them out here. And I've been planning this now for, anywhere from a month to 6 weeks. It took me a while to paint up the plane, because I had to use that Imron, the only thing that stick to this gel coat I got on. This thing's built out of Kevlar and carbon fiber. I got it dressed 8G positive, 10G negative. It's overbuilt. I tell you what, I want to get down here and firm like a little frog that's going to dip on my big dog when I get down here. In a few minutes here, I'll tell you that. Because I'm not going to... Hey, looks like there's a F-16 coming up here.
I wouldn't be surprised. You're making a mistake.
There's somebody down there. He's got some afterburners on, because I can see him. He's about 5 miles out. That old boy is drinking. Yes, sir. And I see something opening up here on the ground. I'm pretty low now. I'm starting to pick up all kinds of buildings down here. I see something here at level with the ground. And they're opening this thing up. There looks like something's coming up out of that. I can't tell you what it is. It must be on some kind of a... hold on here. I gotta make this turn.
All right.
I think this old boy's gonna head up here for me.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, he's going to be up here right directly.
Art Bell's like, I wouldn't be surprised.
He's coming to hold on.
I would advise you to turn
I
would advise you to turn on your radio.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. We can do this now. Come on, baby. Hold on, this old boy's coming up here. Now, he's got his lights. He's got his lights on and he's flashing me.
Yeah, he's
I'm
probably...
waving at you. No radio. No radio. He don't know that.
Well, if I were you, I'd turn it on.
Folks are listening to Art Bell, because everybody listens to Art Bell.
Well, maybe if you're making...
I gotta get some air.
You're making a bad calculation because if they're not listening, you're going to be shot down.
I don't know what he's going to do here. He's rocking his wings at me right now. He's rocking his wings and he's cutting in front of me. And you know this, oh, don't cut in front of me now, because if he cuts that close, stay off. Stay off. He can hear the vortex from his engine, from Pratt & Whitney engine. We're going to, just like twin tornadoes, if he gets too close, stay off, bro. Hold on here, I'm getting down on the deck. I'm going in, I'm getting down here. He ain't going to get me. I've been in victory. He ain't going to get me then. They didn't get me over there, they're not going to get me over here now. Looks like some kind of rails coming up out of that elevator, that left area over there that the doors opened up. It's got some kind of a weird-looking barrel on it with a light. And, oh, hell, they're doing something, they're shooting at me now. Oh, God. So, baby, I'm going in. I think I'm going in.
Oh.
Well, I'm not sure what we just heard.
Poor Art Bell. I have no
All I can
idea.
tell you is, I got a fax that read, Art, answer the wildcard line. My boyfriend is in a small plane north of Las Vegas and ready to fly into Area 51. He's been trying to call you by cell phone. I withheld the signature at the bottom of the fax so I could be sure that if I did get the person, I could verify it. Indeed, it was signed by Jill.
Well, there you go, guys. That's it from Art Bell, Coast to Coast AM. That was a live call that came into the show some 30 years ago. And it was when cell phone technology was still car phone technology. And pack phones and large devices like that, and this man had mounted one in his plane, and his wife had set this up ahead of time. I have no idea if Alex Jones is in Dearborn. I have no idea. I don't know. Let's see if it says what year it was. It does not say. This was uploaded August 1st, 2020, but this was many years before that. Okay, so I guess that's about it. I was just seeing if there was anything else to tell you about that. You know, it was not. It was in the 90s. I'm pretty sure it was in the 90s. Okay. Last call for the chat room. I'm going to sign off. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. It's been a good, a fun show. We've been had a lot going on tonight. It was fairly busy, so that's cool. All right, guys. I still don't have my HF rigs up yet, but I'm working on it. I got a little more work done in here today. I'm probably going to get a little more done tomorrow morning when I get up. Yeah, good night. Yeah, the kitties are here. They're freaking out on me tonight. These cats have never been quite like this. I mean, they always come up and love me and face bump me, but to be persistent, normally when I tell them to go away, they go away for a while. Tonight, they were coming at me in waves. I don't understand what was going on. I hope they don't know something I don't know. You know how it is with these animals. They tend to have perceptions that go pretty deep. All right, everybody, that's been our show for tonight. This is Starship Studios live in North Fort Myers, Florida, broadcasting worldwide on YouTube, the largest broadcast platform in the world, over fiber optic glass all the way to the internet. And yes, we broadcast here up to 8 or 9 streams at a time out of this studio, and we do broadcast a lot of our streams over on our secondary channel, Starship After Dark. So please check that out, but don't hit the bell over there. Hit the bell here, because this is the channel that has all the hosted content, and this is where you want to be notified if something goes live. I cover live breaking news both at 9 p.m. every night on this regular show, and as it happens, when it happens. Plus, I also do live drives and storm chasing and live radio operations. So there's a lot of different things we do here at Starship Studios. Right now, the other folks that live and work out of this studio are working out of town right now. So I'm literally here all by myself, and probably will be for the next few months. So we're going to see how that goes. I kind of enjoy it. I kind of like it, and I kind of don't like it. But you know, it is what it is. It's you know, we're getting it done here all by myself. You know, that's what it's all about. But anyway, this is Starship Studios, and we do broadcast all different things out there live: breaking news, ham radio stuff, science, space weather, storm chasers, hurricane coverage, you name it. We do it all here, and we hope to do it for you next time. So hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. All right, everybody, that's it. My name's Ian. This is Starship Adventures, the sights and sounds of Earth, live right here on YouTube. We'll see you guys tomorrow night at 9 p.m. for another episode. Until then, have a safe tomorrow, everybody, and a good night's sleep tonight. 7 3s. We'll see you later.